Okay, so what you're seeing here is the coronary circulation. And the coronary circulation is blood flow between the chambers of the heart and the myocardium itself. So I have several pointers on here. Let's go ahead and identify these. This is representing the superior vena cava. I'm going to be abbreviating superior vena cava. This is representing the right atrium. What you're really looking at is the auricle on the outside. The atrium is the chamber. The external feature is called the auricle. So either one of those would be fine to identify that. This is going to be the right ventricle. On the opposite side, we have the left ventricle. Up here, we have the left atrium or auricle. This is the pulmonary trunk. Recall from the pulmonary circulation that the pulmonary trunk carries deoxygenated blood, so it is blue, all right? And it branches into the pulmonary arteries. So I've only put a pointer on the one on this side, so that's going to be the left pulmonary artery. I'm abbreviating. Carrying deoxygenated blood to the lungs. And this is going to be the aorta. At the top, of course, it's called the aortic arch, more specifically. Oops, left out an R. There we go. So the entire vessel is the aorta. This is the ascending aorta here, aortic arch here, descending aorta here. Okay, but what we're looking at, again, is the coronary circulation. So I wanted to start with the coronary arteries. So the coronary arteries, and this is an important thing to write down as you're watching this, the left and right coronary arteries arise from the base of the aorta. I'm going to repeat that so you can write it down. The left and right coronary arteries arise from the base of the aorta. So for example, I'm drawing a coronary artery coming off the base of this aorta right here. This is the right coronary artery. And it will arise from the base of this aorta, and it will carry oxygenated blood out to the myocardium. It lies right underneath that right auricle. The left coronary artery also arises from the base of the aorta, and then it passes behind the pulmonary trunk. So you don't see it here. This is where it arises from. It passes behind the pulmonary trunk and then continues out here underneath the left auricle. So let's label those real quick. This again is the right coronary artery. This is the left coronary artery, and then it's going to branch. So the left coronary artery is actually pretty short. It actually goes from about here to here, because then it's going to branch. So let me go ahead and label this here, and I'll show you the branching. So this is the left coronary artery carrying oxygenated blood to the myocardium. But right as it passes behind that pulmonary trunk, it branches into two divisions. So then, of course, we rename them. So you're going to have the branch that continues around the left side of the heart underneath that left auricle. But then you're going to have this major branch that comes down the front of the heart. So these two branches, this branch is called the circumflex artery. And this branch is called the anterior interventricular artery. It's on the front of the heart, so it's anterior. Interventricular, because it's between the ventricles, artery. Now, you may have heard of this artery. The common name for it is the widowmaker, because when this artery is blocked, when you get plaque buildup in that and somebody has then a heart attack as a result, it generally is a fatal heart attack. So they call it the widowmaker's vessel. Anyway, it carries blood down to the ventricles of the heart. Okay, so those are the coronary arteries you need to know. You want to know the right coronary artery, the left coronary artery, the circumflex artery, and the anterior interventricular artery. There are 2 coronary veins you need to know. There is a vein that lies right next to the anterior interventricular artery called the great cardiac vein. So this is the great cardiac vein. It's going to carry deoxygenated blood from the myocardium and return it to the heart. And how it does that, so this is the front of the heart. It will whip around the left side of the heart and continue around the back of the heart. So what I've done here is I've drawn a little posterior view for you. That great cardiac vein, as it comes around the right side of the heart, like this, will pull into an enlarged vessel. See how I'm kind of drawing it bigger here? It's enlarged. This is called the coronary sinus. The coronary sinus will deliver all of that deoxygenated blood into the right atrium. So this is important, write this down. The opening of the coronary sinus is in the right atrium. I'm going to repeat that one more time and then we'll be done with the coronary circulation. Again, the opening of the coronary sinus, which is delivering deoxygenated blood back to the heart, that opening is in the wall of the right atrium. Okay, and that's the coronary circulation.